Being independent. There are moments when we see someone alone, perhaps an elderly person sitting quietly, and we instinctively feel a quiet kind of sorrow, as if alone must always mean loneliness. Or say one of those school kids who always ate alone, as everyone left before she could finish her food, only to get lost in her thoughts and mind to wander. And before she knew it, she was the only one left in the dinner hall. Or the times that you wanted to play with some kids, and at first you thought they were being genuine, only to find out that you were the one they were all hiding and running away from. Sometimes I can't help but wonder, why do people think that being alone or the only one left is something sad? People misunderstand things and assume without even taking the chance to see what it truly means to be alone. People will get ahead of themselves and think they understand the situation, when it's all just a misinterpretation wrapped in the wrong kind of pity. We often mistake someone for being alone to someone who is lonely, when we really shouldn't feel that way or even assume so easily. Being independent or alone isn't always a bad thing. Alone is not equal as to being lonely. There's a difference, and there always has been, when really it's just something deeper than that. We all grow and learn from experiences, and those experiences shape who we are and who we eventually become. At times you may want to blend in with people, whether you like it or not. But other times you are just meant to stand out. And by stand out, I don't mean alone, but rather what I like to call it, or how I see it, is independence and solitude. Being born and growing up in a country where your parents aren't usually from is quite challenging, if I say so myself. You look different, and you may speak differently, or get confused with both your mother tongue and your native language. The other kids will make fun of you for it, until one day you got told the one thing you could never imagine being said to you, especially from one of your childhood school friends. Why don't you just go back to your country? And to me, thinking of it now, this seems more like a statement rather than how I viewed it as a child. I only thought of it as a question. Yet I was held speechless. And being as young as 6 years old without even fully grasping the world around you, this is what your young eyes have opened up to. And at first you may feel lonely, like no one else could relate or understand you. You tried your hardest to blend in with other kids, when really everyone may have viewed you as the weird kid, and the one who cried about everything. But you were just confused, all isolating you because of the fact that you simply didn't blend in, or you just stand out, no matter how hard you tried. However, with all these experiences left behind me, I'm still grateful, as I believe everything happens for a reason. I know, right? So simple and yet so controversial. I hear my parents say that God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. One of the wisest wisdoms that has ever reminded me of my own quiet strength, which was being independent. I know now that I can't always rely on others, as the only person you can only trust sometimes is no other than yourself. I realise now that most of the times, even the people who you thought was in your closest circles are sometimes the ones who make you feel lonely. I'd rather be alone with no one around me, rather than to be in a room full of people who make me feel lonely. I know now to learn from those past experiences that even friends who you think will stay with you are the first ones to turn their backs and leave you before you even look to your side. I know now, I understand, that there will be many more experiences that I have yet to tackle once again. But this time around, I'm glad to say I'll do it alone and do it independent. And with the courage that God is forever on my side, no matter what. As Mark Twain said, courage is the resistance to fear, mastery of fear. not the absence of fear.